In the dimly lit room, Ain, the once disheartened game addict, found himself immersed in a world beyond his wildest imagination. 3 years of grinding in his beloved game came to an abrupt end when its services were discontinued. However, fate had other plans for him as he stumbled upon a new and intriguing game, one that would redefine his existence. Choosing the highest difficulty level, Hellmode, proved to be a decision that transcended virtual boundaries. Ain, now a young boy in this captivating game world, embraced a new identity. Ain, a name bestowed upon him by the caring couple who raised him. Born anew, he concealed his origins from another world, blending seamlessly into this fantastical realm. 5 years had passed since Ain's reincarnation, and his journey as a summoner began. Drawing forth powerful beasts to aid him in battle became his forte. Despite his efforts, Ain found himself unable to combat the formidable demonic beasts that roamed the land. Hindered by his humble family status, he remained confined to the forest, unable to venture out and level up. His only solace came in the form of Karina, a childhood friend and a formidable sword saint. Together, they trained tirelessly. But Ain's true talents as a summoner remained unnoticed by the judges of this world, rendering him seemingly ordinary. Nevertheless, Ain's parents, unaware of his unique abilities, continued to encourage him to live a contented life. In the midst of Ain's struggles, Karina, too, faced her own challenges. The Knights Guild, an esteemed institution, visited their village to assess her abilities. Karina, determined to prove herself, faced off against a formidable opponent named Bran. The battle was fierce, and against all odds, the 5-year-old Karina emerged victorious, earning the admiration and pride of her village. As Ain observed from the shadows, he marveled at the guild leader, expecting a formidable opponent. To his surprise, the leader's talent paled in comparison to Karina's 3-star sword saint abilities. Unbeknownst to all, Ain, the lone summoner in this world, possessed an astonishing 8-star talent. However, due to his choice of Hellmode, he remained stuck at level 1 for 5 challenging years. Time marched on, and Ain, now 6 years old, continued his arduous journey. His stone-throwing skill had improved to level 3, but it still fell short in the unforgiving Hellmode. Returning home from his training, Ain was greeted with concern as he noticed his father returning late. A leader of the village's hunting team, Ain's father undertook perilous tasks each autumn, hunting demonic beasts to sustain their village. This time, however, Ain's father returned severely injured, a consequence of the Lord's new decree. The decision to include civilians in hunting parties aimed at reducing risks inadvertently hampered the hunters, including Ain's father. The once unnamed village was now named after Karina, the young sword saint who had triumphed against all odds. In this intricate tapestry of challenges and discoveries, Ain's journey continued, his unique talents hidden from the discerning eyes of the game's judges. As the Lord's decree cast a shadow over their humble village, Ain found himself at the nexus of a world where the lines between reality and the game he once played blurred into an extraordinary adventure had struggled to save them. The next morning, Ain's father regained consciousness, fully aware that he couldn't work in his current condition. Uncle Gory, ever enthusiastic, offered to assist until he recovered. However, Ain immediately refused, feeling that he had posed as a child for far too long. Despite not being his biological parents, Ain keenly felt their love and knew it was time to reciprocate by helping them. In the ensuing days, Ain toiled relentlessly in the fields to support his family. With 60 of their produce destined for the Lord, additional resources were required for the approaching winter. Farming alone wouldn't suffice, prompting Ain to delve into hunting. Over the span of 6 years, he had accumulated enough experience to unlock a new skill for upgrading his summoned beasts. Seizing the opportunity, Ain tested his newfound skill by summoning a frog with a taunting ability to lure a giant bird. His stone attacks proved futile, prompting a strategic shift. Ain summoned a pack of dogs to attack the bird, but even their collective efforts failed to faze the creature. In a desperate move, Ain summoned 3 blood-sucking worms to distract the bird, creating an opening for a final strike. The exhilaration of successfully hunting a demonic beast gripped him, and he brought the carcass back to the village, surprising everyone. Ain continued his foray into hunting demonic beasts, eventually reaching level 2. The ascent from level 1 to 2 in Hellmode significantly boosted all of Ain's stats. Energized by this achievement, Ain decided it was time to reveal his true purpose in this world to his parents. While his mother was taken aback by this revelation, his father had long sensed that Ain was no ordinary child. Regardless, Ain would forever be their son. In December, as Ain and Uncle Gory embarked on a journey to exchange goods for food, Ain inquired about elevating his family status from serfs to commoners. Uncle Gory explained that it would cost 10 gold coins per person, amounting to 50 gold coins for Ain's family, including an unborn child. Undeterred, Ain resolved to raise the necessary funds. Despite his longing for a new weapon, he merely stood outside a weapon shop, peering in. Godor, a local boy, spotted him and started scolding him. Eager to avoid trouble, Ain was about to leave when Godor challenged him to a duel, promising to leave him alone if he won. Reluctantly, Ain accepted and emerged victorious with a wooden sword, as Godor proved much weaker than Karina. Over the following 9 months, Ain and Godor trained together. One evening, Ain's father and Uncle Gory returned with unsettling news. This year's hunting quota had unexpectedly increased to 5 beasts, and civilians were mandated to accompany them. Concerned and uncertain about meeting the quota, Ain asked to join the hunting team, claiming divine wisdom and the ability to assist in dire situations. The team, both enthusiastic about their leader's recovery and apprehensive about the civilians' participation, considered Ain's proposal. Ain knew his goal: to assist the 2 civilians in successfully hunting during the expedition. The group departed from the village, setting their sights on Mount White Dragon, named for a dormant dragon at its peak. Ain harbored a long-term ambition to defeat the dragon, but their current mission focused on hunting giant wild boars, formidable high-level demonic beasts. Ain's father and Uncle Gory's group adeptly positioned themselves, coordinating to restrain the boars. As Ain reminded the civilians, following Uncle Gory's guidance, he identified their role: to strike only when the beast's movements were restrained. The final boar succumbed to their efforts, granting Ain 400 experience points and leveling him up to 3. Recognizing that hunting boars yielded more experience than birds, Ain decided to continue aiding his father in boar hunts to accumulate the necessary experience for raising the required 50 gold coins. 6 months later, Ian had gathered enough experience to unlock a new summoner skill, now capable of summoning errank demonic beasts. Venturing into the forest the next day to summon his new beasts, Ain initially grappled with uncertainty about a summoner's combat style. However, he gradually understood the game designer's intentions: an errank beast group versatile enough to fulfill any role in battle. Ain envisioned commanding a formidable horde of beasts to overcome any adversary in his path. Another year passed, and the giant boar hunting season returned. This time, Ain Village had a quota of 20 boars, coinciding with Lord Granville's planned visit to observe the village's development and apologize for the increased hunting quota, a royal decree he couldn't defy. The village leader introduced Ain to Lord Granville, emphasizing his role as the main guide in the hunting team. As the hunting team returned with 3 boars, now clad in armor approved by Lord Granville the previous year, the Lord summoned Ain's father and Uncle Gory to commend their efforts. The kingdom's decree to hunt demonic beasts had been in place for 15 years, and many villages had failed. Lord Granville, impressed with Karina Village's ability to meet the quota, declared that Ain's family and Uncle Gory would be elevated to commoner status. The news thrilled Ain, relieving him of the need to save money. Lord Granville, curious about why they specifically hunted giant wild boars, noticed Ain's father's somber expression. Uncle Gory explained the history. The land had been developed by serfs, and in the early days, wild boars frequently destroyed their efforts. Roden, Ain's father, declared to exterminate them, marking the first time they took down a high-level demonic beast at the cost of a friend's life. Despite the solemnity, their triumph had led to the village's prosperity and a new status for Ain's family. Following Uncle Gory's advice, Roden continued to harbour a grudge against the boars. Lord Granville, impressed by Roden's courage and efforts, decided to reward him by granting any wish he desired. Immediately, Roden pulled Ain over, asking the Lord to allow Ain to serve his household. Ain was shocked. He had just become a commoner, free to hunt as he wished, and now he had to serve in the Lord's household. Reluctantly, witnessing his father's tearfully happy expression when the Lord agreed, Ain couldn't refuse. From that day on, Ain would serve in Lord Granville's castle. Before departing, he had to bid farewell to everyone, especially Karina. A duel seemed like the perfect farewell. They clashed, and Ain gained the upper hand, using all his magic stones to enhance his abilities to win. Karina's joyous smile made it all worthwhile. Before leaving, Roden pulled Ain aside to offer advice. He knew his son was extraordinary and believed that serving as a Lord's servant wouldn't hold him back, but would be a stepping stone for greater things. Roden was confident that one day Ain's name would be known throughout the kingdom, and so began Ain's second life in the other world. Upon arriving at the Granville household, Ain was assigned to be Seal, the Lord's daughter's personal servant. She was the same age as Ain, and he felt a bit resentful about doing menial tasks for her. Ain was assigned a small room in the attic, not very spacious but secluded enough for him to comfortably practice his magic. The Lord's family, consisting of 30 members, had modest meal portions that went unnoticed, even smaller than those of serfs. Cecil, the young mistress, found it hard to believe that such a bright child was a serf's son. She laughed upon hearing that Ain had no talents, proudly stating her own abilities as a magician and her brother, Mihi, as a swordsman. Living in the Lord's household, Ain learned much, including that Cecil, like Karina and Dagora, would attend a training academy upon turning 12. After serving breakfast to the Lord's family, Ain had the morning free to explore the city and gather information. The city, vast and taking 4 hours to walk around, was a stark contrast to Karina village. Ain was particularly intrigued by the Adventurers Guild, a place he was eager to join, as adventurers hunted demonic beasts for money. However, when he tried to join, the secretary informed him that he was too young. Disappointed but undeterred from his original goal of hunting beasts, Ain noticed a notice board with various missions showcasing the game's diverse range of monsters. A particular beast caught his eye, one without a specific location listed, a rare creature usually found in extremely dangerous areas. The board listed many kinds of beasts from low to high level, including the white dragon sleeping at the mountain's top. The Adventurers Guild offered a reward of 1,000 gold coins for its defeat, but no one dared to hunt it. Ain lived in the city until mid-November before finally having the opportunity to leave. During his time there, he gathered a lot of information, helping him choose suitable locations for hunting demonic beasts. He summoned a bird named Hook and gave it basic commands, which it understood well, much to Ain's delight. Opportunity to request assistance. Since leveling up as a summoner, Hook had proven to be the smartest among all the beasts Ain had summoned. Its primary task was to scout for demonic beasts, and it quickly located a group of goblins. Summoning a pack of tigers named Tama, Ain surrounded the goblins from all sides. Despite their numbers, the goblins were not easy to defeat. Sensing the situation getting out of hand, Ain changed tactics and summoned a butterfly-like beast named AA, whose ability was to put the goblins to sleep with its dust. This created an opportunity for Ain to finish them off, letting Tama deliver the final blows. After 2 hours of hunting goblins, Ain earned a total of 1,000 experience points, marking it as his most successful hunt. Now, it was time to collect magic stones. Ain dissected the goblin corpses, finding the Durank magic stones valuable for a summoner like him. After collecting all the stones, Ain wanted to continue hunting. He searched the forest for more goblins, and by evening, he had caught a total of 80 goblins and 5 horned rabbits, making it a remarkably productive day. Ain leveled up twice during the hunt and learned more about Aya's abilities. It could put most demonic beasts to sleep, although some could resist. Unfortunately, Ain lost a few Tama in the hunt and needed rank magic stones to resurrect them to complete his team. Continuing the hunt, he commanded the Hook flock to keep searching. However, as darkness set in and their vision impaired, it became difficult to continue. Despite his desire to keep hunting, Ain had to return to the city. A month later, Ain would leave the city every 6 days to hunt demonic beasts, and his current level had reached 12. As time passed, Ain became increasingly eager to hunt more, although he also desired to upgrade his equipment. However, he decided to save his money for a complete and satisfying set. Upon returning home, the butler summoned Ain to appear before the Lord. The Lord commended Ain for excellently completing his assigned duties, but was curious about what Ain did on his days off. Aaron, being honest, admitted he went hunting demonic beasts, explaining it was a way to live like his father, the hunter Roden, even while serving in the Lord's household. This revelation surprised the Lord, who felt he had made the right choice in selecting Ain, acknowledging his bravery. The Lord then inquired about the corpses of the beasts, advising Ain against selling them outside as it could tarnish the family's reputation. Instead, the Lord offered to buy them directly, paying 1 silver coin for each. 6 days later, Ain went hunting again, aiming to start his day with a goal of capturing 100 goblins. While finishing breakfast, Hook flew back in a panicked state, signaling Ain to follow. Confused, as he had only instructed Hook to scout within a 3 km radius, Ain followed and discovered a group of adventurers surrounded by goblins. Recognizing them from the guild, Ain quickly threw iron balls at the goblins, which were insufficient to kill them. Not wanting to reveal his identity as a summoner, he fought the goblins with a knife. Soon after, he managed to rescue the severely injured Levin, thankfully carrying emergency healing herbs. Upon waking, Levin immediately recognized Ain and expressed his group's gratitude, offering to repay him. Ain seized the opportunity to request assistance. Karina Village and Lord Grabble had been expanded, and Lord Keneal took advantage of this to wield more influence. During the visit, Ain overheard a conversation about Lord Keneal's daughter, Lena, who had been having difficulties controlling her magical power. The conversation piqued Ain's interest, and he contemplated how his summoning abilities could potentially help. In mid-April, Ain received a letter from Uncle Gory updating him on the village status. The hunting season was approaching, and Uncle Gory expressed the villagers' gratitude for Ain's achievements. Encouraged by the letter, Ain continued his duties in the Lord's household and his occasional hunting expeditions. As summer approached, Ain's thoughts turned to the upcoming dungeon exploration. Miai had successfully returned from his school test, and the prospect of joining such an adventure fascinated Ain. He knew he needed to find a way to advance and leave the Lord's family service. In early June, Ain approached the Lord with a request. He expressed his desire to explore dungeons and participate in adventures similar to Miui-Tiu. To his surprise, the Lord agreed to grant Ain this opportunity. However, the Lord insisted that Ain continue his duties while undertaking these adventures. Ain eagerly accepted the terms, grateful for the chance to embark on his own quests. He spent the next few weeks preparing for the dungeon exploration, gathering supplies, and honing his skills. In July, Ain set out on his first adventure, equipped with newfound determination and a sense of purpose. Tension between the Grabble and Keneal families situated along the slopes of White Dragon Mountain. The large Mithro mines mostly belonged to Keneal's side, while the White Dragon resided on Grabble's side. For over 100 years, the two families had been in conflict over mining rights. Lord Keneal visited to boast about his daughter, who shockingly lacked talents compared to the talented children of Lord Grabble. This comparison angered Lord Grabble, as noble daughters with talent still had to fulfill noble duties. The conflict over mining rights remained a source of tension between the two families. By autumn, Ain turned 9 and had been working for the Grabble family for a year. After saving up, he bought himself a suitable set of equipment. Each time he checked his stats and saw improvement, he felt exhilarated. Successful hunts had led to the near extinction of goblins, with Ain having hunted over 10,000. On a particular day, Ain ventured into the forest to hunt higher-level demonic beasts. Hook located a beast, and Ain summoned Tama to attack. However, the creature's shell proved too tough for Tama to penetrate, prompting Ain to change tactics. He summoned Jahar to sprinkle its sleep-inducing powder, planning to kill the beast before it woke up, and Ain dashed forward, leaped onto the monster, and furiously stabbed with his sword. Despite the tough shell, he eventually defeated the beast, marking a significant turning point in Ain's life. Frustrated with the difficult hunt, Ain switched his target to an easier prey, a sleeping orc. Summoning his Tama pack for a surprise attack, Ain faced challenges as the orc quickly counterattacked, taking down 3 of his Tamas. Undeterred, Ain summoned more reinforcements and triumphed over the troublesome beast. Reflecting on his previous defeat to Miai, Ain realized he was still too weak and should not be overconfident. Determined to rise up in the challenging game world, he reminded himself to strive harder. Continuing his hunt, Ain focused on orcs, and his haul for the day included a giant ant and 15 orcs, earning him a total of 25,000 experience points. Excited about his progress, Ain rushed home, recalling that a full day of hunting goblins had previously yielded only a similar amount of experience. On the 1st of November, A had the opportunity to attend school with Miss Cecil as a reward for serving her family for a year. Eager to learn magic, Ain inquired about it during the lesson. However, he realized that he lacked the talent of a wizard, making magic inaccessible to him. This realization dampened his enthusiasm for the lesson as Ain grappled with his inferior swordsmanship, mediocre summoning skills, and the inability to use magic. Commotion among the people caught Ain's attention. Levan's group rushed past him, prompting A to immediately follow and inquire about what had happened. The Madalu monster had emerged at the southern gate of the city, incredibly powerful, and only the captain and his knights could combat it. Levan's group was hastily heading to the location to help evacuate the citizens. As a hunter for the Lord's house, Ain decided to assist regardless of the absence of orders. He quickly headed towards the south gate, where chaos reigned. Soldiers were urging people to enter the city and shut the gates, while a merchant's carriage was blocked by the beast. Facing the enormous monster, Ain felt a wave of fear inside the carriage. The merchant's family was trapped, and Ain couldn't leave them behind. Dodging through the crowd, he drew a steel ball, aimed precisely, and hurled it at the monster's face to draw its attention. Then he ran in another direction, provoking the beast to chase him. The monster, enraged by the injury, abandoned the carriage to pursue Ain. Ain's heart raced as he fled, but the monster's speed exceeded his expectations. It was about to catch him when unexpectedly it stopped. Ain realized the creature was toying with him, which infuriated him. Determined to make the beast regret not seizing the chance to kill him, Ain opened his summoner. Instead of summoning combat beasts, he used all his monsters to boost his stats, then turned tail and ran towards the forest outside the city. Feeling safe enough, he started summoning 3 Agahi, intending to put the monster to sleep. However, as soon as he summoned them, the beast killed them. Ain's face went pale as he continued summoning other creatures, but nothing worked. Neither the sleep tactic nor the diversion worked on this monster. Ain was cornered and had to change his strategy. He planned to level up and return to face the beast later. However, the Madalu was relentless in its pursuit, determined to chase down Ain. 3 days later, he staggered back into the city, utterly exhausted, and collapsed at the city gates. Soldiers had to bring a doctor to attend to him. After receiving treatment, Ain slept for 2 days straight. Upon waking up, he found himself safely in his room, sighing in relief and grateful to be back. Once fully recovered, Ain presented himself before the Lord to face any consequences. Surprisingly, the Lord did not reprimand him. Instead, he commended Ain for his bravery in protecting the city's people. Ain's reward for his actions was 10 coins, plus an additional 10 from the grateful merchant, totaling 20 coins. With this substantial reward, Ain immediately bought himself a new sword, sharper than any blade he had received back in his hometown. It easily slew the giant ants that previously required much effort. Since the harrowing chase by the rank B monster, Ain's hook had memorized its form, soaring in the sky and ready to report its proximity. This rank B monster was in a league of its own compared to the beasts Ain had encountered before, but he was determined to add it to his collection soon. Next time Mi returned, Ain had the chance to spar with him again. Since their last defeat, Ain had leveled up significantly. However, Mi had also progressed. Ain approached the match with extreme caution, launching a series of attacks that were all blocked by Mi. Mi then counterattacked, leading to Ain's overwhelming defeat once more. Ain couldn't accept this. He had grown much stronger than last year, yet still lost so one-sidedly. After the battle, the Lord's family went out to eat. Hearing of Ain's encounter with the rank B beast, Mi was shocked. Even as a student of the academy, the mention of facing a rank B monster made Mi hesitate. He was not confident in confronting it himself. At that moment, a soldier rushed in to inform the Lord that the white dragon had started moving. Adventurers had spotted it leaving the territory of Count Canel. The Lord, concerned, discussed with his knight how to launch an investigation to pinpoint the exact location where the white dragon would land. The knight felt the task was challenging due to the many dangerous monsters around the mountain, and investigating the entire area could take months. This whole story greatly excited Ain, who anticipated a major expedition by the Lord's family. It would be an excellent opportunity for him to freely hunt monsters. By mid-July, Ain continued his diligent hunting, taking over 2 years to level up his summoner class from summoning level E creatures to level D. Before welcoming new members, Ain tested the new skills of his older summons and discovered he could share his vision with Hook, his bird. This skill extended beyond sight to include hearing, giving him the sensation of soaring in the sky. Combined with the Hawkeye skill, Ain's vision could extend hundreds of kilometers. Only now did Ao understand the importance of the intelligence stat. The higher it was, the more monsters he could control simultaneously. It was time to welcome the new members. A team of rank D monsters appeared before him. Apart from aquatic monsters, all these creatures had intelligence stats over 100, allowing Ain to share information with them without delay. Ain located a monster to test his new team's capabilities, standing from a distance and using his shared intelligence skill to command them. They might not have overwhelming strength, but their efficiency was more than sufficient. With this ability, Ain could even command them to grind experience for him while he slept. On his way home, Ain had an idea. He used Hook to fly back to his hometown and left a gold coin in his house, planning to do this every day henceforth. July marked Ain's 10th birthday and his second year working for the Lord's family. Over the past few months, the Knights had been scouting the missile mine area. The region was swarming with monsters, and clearing them out to continue mining would take up to 3 years, a time frame the Lord found too long. The situation in Count Canel's territory was no better, with the White Dragon wreaking havoc in the area. As for Ain, he was thoroughly prepared. When he turned 12, he planned to leave and start his journey as an adventurer. There were still 2 years left, during which Ain intended to do his utmost to help the Lord's family reopen the missile mines. Ain used Hook to scout for monster-infested areas, as the Knight Squad would soon be launching an offensive there. 3 years after some exploration, Ain discovered a goblin village, likely the source of the goblins he had previously hunted. The village was littered with human bones, indicating the goblins' preference for human flesh. Ain was determined to eradicate them completely. He summoned Harami Fish to buff his other monsters with evasion skills and directed his bear squad to destroy the goblin village. The bears easily overpowered the melee goblins, and Ain commanded Hook to attack the ranged ones. As the goblins realized they were under attack, a massive horde of about 200 strong emerged. Ain summoned a group of bears to engage the goblins, and the summoned monsters showed no signs of weakness against the goblin horde. Ain had anticipated this and placed a bear team in waiting to ambush the goblins. He commenced a massacre leading up to the moment the Goblin King appeared. Ain was confident that the Goblin King was no match for his strongest warrior bear, which had already killed thousands of ranked sea monsters. After slaying the king, Ain instructed the bears to gather the corpses in one place for easier collection of magic stones. The mission to obliterate the goblin village was a success, resulting in over 200 goblins killed and a substantial amount of experience gained. Ain began planning his next targets, aiming to conquer more goblin villages and eventually an orc village, culminating in a rematch with the rank B monster that had previously humiliated him. In March, Mei returned from graduating the academy, but he seemed unhappy. Mei immediately challenged Ain to a serious duel. This time, Ain was determined to defeat Mei. He amplified his speed with the stats of his rank D monsters, making him almost twice as fast as last year. He launched a critical sword strike, but astonishingly, Mei blocked it. Mei seemed to predict every move, but Ain did not falter. He was resolute in his aim to win. Ain lost again, even though his speed had significantly increased. Cecil, however, was delighted and proud that her bodyguard was so strong. She encouraged Ain to ask Mei to teach him swordsmanship, suggesting that Ain could become as strong as her brother. Ain liked the idea, but doubted Mei would agree to teach him. At that moment, Mei called Cecil and Thomas over to announce that he would be away for the next 3 years to fulfill his noble duties, leaving Cecil in tears. The Lord and Lady seemed prepared for this news, having braced themselves since the Count boasted about his daughter's lack of talent. The next day, the entire Lord's family bid farewell to Mei as he set off to fulfill his noble obligations. Ain, curious, asked Rickle what these duties entailed, but even Rickle was unsure. Before leaving, Mei leaned in to remind Ain that he was a strong person and hoped Ain would protect his sister well. With that, Mei departed on his carriage, and the noble duties would keep him away for 3 years. Orc King engaging in combat. The Orc King, being a formidable opponent, was not easily defeated by the knight. Ain watched as the captain fought valiantly, struggling against the overwhelming strength of the Orc King. Despite the captain's efforts, it seemed like the Orc King would prevail. In a desperate move, Ain decided to intervene. He summoned his most powerful beast, a giant sea serpent named Leviathan. The appearance of Leviathan surprised everyone on the battlefield, including the Orc King. The massive sea serpent coiled around the Orc King, squeezing the life out of it. With a final burst of strength, the Orc King succumbed to Leviathan's grip. The victory was achieved, but the presence of Leviathan raised questions for the captain. Ain, thinking on his feet, claimed that Leviathan was a gift from a powerful wizard who owed him a favor. The captain, though skeptical, accepted the explanation. As the knights helped clean up the remaining orcs, Ain felt a mix of relief and accomplishment. After the battle, Ain and the captain discussed the orc invasion and potential future threats. The captain praised Ain for his bravery and skills in summoning powerful creatures. Ain, in turn, expressed his gratitude for the captain's timely intervention. The two formed an understanding, with the captain deciding not to delve too deeply into the origin of Leviathan. With the orc threat eliminated, Ain resumed his mission to clear the White Dragon Mountain range of monsters. The captain and his knights returned to their duties, leaving Ain to continue his journey as a summoner. The experience gained from this battle significantly boosted Ain's level and reputation as a formidable force in the region. As Ain reflected on the events, he realized that the challenges ahead were only going to become more formidable. The White Dragon, lurking atop Mount White Dragon, awaited, and Ain knew that facing such a powerful creature would require careful planning and preparation. The next phase of his adventure was about to unfold, and Ain braced himself for the trials that lay ahead, and that intrigued Xenov. Ain hesitated, but eventually decided to share his story with Xenov, explaining his background as a summoner and his determination to prove himself despite being labeled as talentless. Xenov listened attentively, impressed by Ain's resilience and accomplishments. Xenov acknowledged Ain's strength and resourcefulness, realizing that Ain's potential as a summoner was far beyond what conventional tests could measure. He praised Ain for his bravery and skill in handling challenging situations. Ain, in turn, expressed his gratitude for Xenov's guidance and the opportunity to learn from such a powerful knight. As they continued their conversation, Xenov offered Ain some advice on honing his summoning skills and navigating the complexities of the magical world. Ain absorbed the wisdom from the experienced knight, grateful for the unexpected mentorship. Xenov saw potential in Ain and believed that the young summoner could achieve great feats with the right guidance. The following days were spent cleaning up the remaining monsters in the area. Ain, accompanied by Xenov and the knights, continued to showcase his summoning abilities. The knights were gradually getting accustomed to Ain's unconventional methods, recognizing the effectiveness of his summoned creatures in battle. As Ain gained more experience and levels, he also began experimenting with combining the abilities of his summons for more strategic and powerful outcomes. The synergy between his creatures allowed him to face stronger opponents and overcome greater challenges. Xenov, observing Ain's progress, decided to provide him with a recommendation to attend the Royal Academy, where individuals with extraordinary talents were trained. Ain was initially hesitant, considering his status as a commoner, but Xenov assured him that his abilities would be the determining factor. The prospect of attending the Royal Academy ignited a new sense of purpose in Ain. He saw it as an opportunity to further develop his summoning skills, gain recognition, and perhaps uncover more about his mysterious abilities. The next chapter of Ain's adventure was about to unfold as he prepared for the challenges and opportunities that awaited him at the prestigious Royal Academy. A sympathetic understanding, Ain sat beside Cecil, allowing her the space to grieve and express her emotions. The loss of Miai had deeply affected her, and Ain knew that words alone couldn't heal the pain she was going through. After some time, Ain gently spoke to Cecil, offering his condolences and expressing his willingness to listen if she wanted to talk. He shared his own memories of Mei, highlighting the positive moments they had together. Cecil appreciated Ain's comforting presence and gradually opened up about her feelings, recounting cherished memories of her brother. As the night unfolded, Ain and Cecil stayed outside, reminiscing about Miai and finding solace in each other's company. Ain's empathetic approach helped Cecil cope with her grief, and she felt a sense of understanding from Ain that she hadn't experienced elsewhere. In the following days, Ain continued to support Cecil, helping her navigate the difficult process of mourning. The Lord's family, while still grieving, recognized Ain's compassionate role in comforting Cecil and appreciated his genuine concern for them. As spring approached, Ain remained committed to his duties and the ongoing preparations for the mining operations. The once daunting tasks of eradicating goblin and orc villages had become routine for Ain, and his confidence as a summoner grew with each successful mission. However, Miai's death had left a lasting impact on the household, and the impending commencement of mining operations brought a mix of anticipation and sorrow. Ain, too, felt a sense of duty to fulfill Mi's request and protect Cecil in the absence of her brother. As Ain approached his 12th birthday, the Lord's family, despite the lingering grief, recognized the young summoner's contributions and growth. Ain's journey, marked by challenges, unexpected alliances, and personal losses, was preparing him for the next chapter of his life as he continued to evolve as a summoner in the mysterious and magical world he inhabited. The remaining worker ants before confronting the queen ant, aiming to minimize any reinforcements during the battle. Ain strategically directed his summoned beast, utilizing their strength to clear the tunnels and chambers. As the battle progressed, Ain encountered various challenges within the intricate maze of the giant ant nest. The worker ants displayed remarkable coordination and defensive tactics, making each confrontation a test of Ain's strategic abilities. After weeks of intense combat, Ain finally located the queen ant's chamber, guarded by a substantial number of soldier ants. Knowing that defeating the queen ant would significantly weaken the giant ant nest, Ain meticulously planned his assault. Summoning his most powerful creatures, and engaged the soldier ants in a fierce battle. The confined space of the chamber made the fight challenging, but Ain's strategic summoning and precise commands allowed his beasts to gradually gain the upper hand. As the battle reached its climax, Ain faced the queen ant, a formidable opponent with heightened strength and magical abilities. The queen ant fought fiercely, using both physical attacks and potent spells. Ain struggled to maintain control over the situation, constantly adapting his tactics to counter the queen's assaults. In a critical moment, Ain summoned a powerful creature, Galdra, to aid him in the final showdown against the queen ant. Galdra's abilities proved instrumental in overcoming the queen's defenses, leading to a decisive victory for Ain. With the queen ant defeated, the giant ant nest crumbled, and Ain emerged victorious. The once chaotic maze of tunnels now lay silent, signaling the end of Ain's formidable battle against the giant. As he collected the magic stones from the fallen ants, Ain reflected on the challenges he had faced and the valuable experience gained from this grueling encounter. As Ain prepared to leave the White Dragon mountain range, he carried with him the lessons learned and the strength acquired through his relentless pursuit of challenges. The next chapter of his journey awaited, and Ain looked forward to new adventures and the growth that would accompany them. Intruders who seemed to be skilled assassins, Ain quickly assessed the situation and, without hesitation, summoned his powerful beasts to confront the attackers. The intruders, armed with deadly weapons, engaged in a fierce battle against Ain's summoned creatures. Ain strategically commanded his bears and other monsters to defend Cecil and repel the assailants. As the fight unfolded, Ain recognized the assassin's proficiency in combat, but his strategic summoning skills and the strength of his creatures proved to be formidable. The clash continued throughout the Lord's mansion, with Ain leading the defense against the unexpected threat. Despite Ain's efforts, one of the intruders managed to bypass the summoned creatures and reached Cecil's room. AA, filled with determination, confronted the assailant directly, engaging in a high-stakes sword fight. The intruder, skilled and relentless, pushed Ain to his limits. In the midst of the intense battle, Ain's determination and newfound strength shone through. He summoned creatures strategically, used his skills effectively, and delivered precise strikes with his sword. The fight reached its climax, with Ain managing to defeat the assassin just in time to protect Cecil. The other intruders, witnessing their comrade's defeat, retreated, realizing that Ain posed a formidable challenge. As the Lord's mansion returned to a tense calm, Ain stood victorious, having successfully defended against the assassination attempt. The incident raised questions about the motives behind the attack. Ain, now more vigilant than ever, contemplated the connection between the assault and the visit from the royal messenger and Count Canil. Sensing potential threats and political intrigues, Ain prepared to accompany Lord Braille to the capital, determined to uncover the truth behind the turmoil surrounding the missile mine and the White Dragon mountain range. They attempted to escape. They encountered Count Canel, who had been alerted to the commotion on the ship. The Count, furious at the interference in his plans, confronted Ain and Cecil. Ain, determined to protect Cecil and escape from the perilous situation, engaged in a tense standoff with Count Canel. The summoner, backed by his creatures, faced the formidable Count, a skilled warrior with years of battlefield experience. As the confrontation unfolded, he then strategically summoned his creatures to create a defensive barrier while also keeping an eye on Cecil's safety. Count Canel, unrelenting and fueled by anger, launched powerful attacks, testing Ain's summoning abilities and swordsmanship. The battle reached a critical point when Ain, with a combination of strategic summons and precise swordplay, managed to outmaneuver Count Canel. The Count, realizing he was at a disadvantage, attempted to retreat, but Ain wasn't about to let him escape. Ain pursued Count Canel, determined to bring him to justice and put an end to the threat he posed. The chase led them through various parts of the airborne ship, with Ain skillfully using his creatures to corner the Count. In a final showdown, Ain faced Count Canel head-on. The Count, desperate and outmatched, succumbed to Ain's relentless assault. Ain, seizing the opportunity, incapacitated the Count, ensuring that he would no longer pose a threat. With the immediate danger neutralized, Ain quickly tended to Cecil, ensuring her safety. As they made their way to leave the airborne ship, Ain realized the complexity of the political web surrounding the missile mine and the White Dragon mountain range. Ain and Cecil returned to Lord Braille's mansion, where Ain briefed the Lord on the intricate plot devised by Count Canel and the royal messenger. Lord Braille, grateful for Ain's bravery and resourcefulness, decided to take swift action to expose the deception and protect his family's interests. The events that unfolded strengthened Ain's resolve to navigate the complex world of politics and power, as he continued to grow not only as a summoner, but also as a key player in the unfolding drama surrounding the White Dragon Mountain and the missile mine. The tale of Ain's adventures and challenges was far from over. Reached the Bravo clan's territory, the soldiers insisted on offering a carriage, but it declined once again, emphasizing the need for speed and secrecy. As Ain and Cecil ventured deeper into the White Dragon Mountains, Ain maintained a vigilant watch, wary of any signs of pursuit. He continued to use his scouting skills to stay ahead of Dagger, who seemed determined to track them down. In the midst of their journey, Ain and Cecil encountered various challenges, from navigating treacherous terrain to dealing with unexpected encounters with wild beasts. Ain's mastery over his summoning abilities proved crucial in overcoming these obstacles, as he strategically used his creatures to secure safe passages and defend against potential threats. The mountainous landscapes tested Ain's agility and endurance, pushing him to the limits of his abilities. Yet, with a clear goal in mind and the safety of Cecil at the forefront of his priorities, Ain pressed on, determined to reach the Bravo clan's territory unscathed. Finally, after days of relentless travel and strategic evasion, Ain and Cecil arrived at the Bravo clan's checkpoint. The soldiers at the checkpoint, recognizing Ain and aware of the urgency, provided a warm welcome and assistance. Ain reported the incident to the Bravo clan, detailing the elaborate plot orchestrated by Count Canel and the royal messenger. The clan leaders, impressed by Ain's resourcefulness and bravery, decided to take swift action against the conspirators. Word spread quickly within the Bravo clan about the perilous situation, and preparations were made to expose the deception and protect the clan's interests. Ain, now reunited with his clan, found himself at the center of a new chapter in the ongoing saga surrounding the White Dragon Mountains and the missile mine. As the Bravo clan mobilized its forces, Ain knew that the challenges ahead were far from over. The complex web of political intrigue and power struggles continued to unfold, and Ain's role as a summoner and key player in these events became more significant than ever. The tale of Ain's adventures, courage, and determination resonated throughout the White Dragon Mountains, as he faced not only external threats, but also the complexities of loyalty, duty, and the pursuit of justice in a world filled with magic and political. The next chapters of Ain's journey were poised to be as unpredictable and thrilling as the ones that had come before. Matter of moments before Xenoff would arrive, Dagger, realizing the imminent threat, attempted to flee, but Ain, fueled by determination and a desire for justice, summoned Boron to block his escape. Xenoff, the battle-hardened knight captain, arrived on the scene just in time to witness the unfolding confrontation. Ain, battered and exhausted, pointed to Dagger, accusing him of being part of the plot against Lord Braille and the conspiracy to take control of the missile mine. Xenoff, renowned for his no-nonsense approach, swiftly apprehended Dagger, disarming him and rendering him powerless. Dagger, now at the mercy of the knight captain, attempted to justify his actions, but Xenoff was not swayed. Ain, catching his breath and still recovering from the relentless battles, explained the entire situation to Xenoff, detailing the kidnapping, the forged letter, and the involvement of Count Canel and the royal messenger. Impressed by Ain's resourcefulness and courage, Xenoff commended him for handling the situation so adeptly. He acknowledged Ain's role in exposing the conspiracy and ensuring Cecil's safety. With Dagger in custody, Xenoff decided to return to Lord Braille's estate to unveil the truth and bring justice to those responsible. Ain, relieved that Cecil was safe and the immediate threat had been neutralized, accompanied Xenoff back to the estate. The confrontation between Ain, Dagger, and Xenoff marked a turning point in Ain's journey. His abilities as a summoner, combined with the unexpected emergence of magical powers within Cecil, showcased the unpredictable nature of their world. As they approached Lord Braille's estate, Ain reflected on the challenges he had faced, the allies he had gained, and the mysteries surrounding his own latent abilities. The Missile Mine, the White Dragon Mountains, and the political intrigues continued to shape Ain's destiny, and he braced himself for the revelations and adventures that lay ahead. The White Dragon Mountains, once a backdrop for Ain's trials and triumphs, now held the echoes of a broader narrative that extended beyond individual battles. Ain, Cecil, and Xenolf prepared to face the consequences of the unfolding events, uncertain of what awaited them in the heart of Lord Braille's domain. The teacher, nobles in Rashu, were required to contribute a portion of their resources and military strength to the Alliance in the ongoing battle against the Demon King's forces. Ain and Cecil learned that each noble family had a specific duty assigned based on their strengths and resources. Some families were tasked with providing soldiers, while others contributed funds or resources. The Lord's family, the Brailles, had been assigned the responsibility of mining and supplying magic stones, crucial for funding the Alliance's war efforts. Noble duties were not optional, and failure to fulfill them could lead to severe consequences, including loss of status, titles, or even exile. The Demon King's threat loomed large, making these duties a matter of collective survival for the people of Cecil, who initially resented the idea of being treated as a pawn in noble matters, began to understand the greater purpose behind their responsibilities. Ain, too, recognized the gravity of the situation and the need for collective efforts to face the common enemy. As the teacher concluded the explanation, the Lord's family faced a new chapter. Lord Braille, having taken Ain's advice to leverage the mining rights, prepared for negotiations with the Royal Council. Cecil, now aware of the historical context and the ongoing battle against the Demon King's forces, embraced her role with a newfound sense of purpose. Ain, having navigated through political intrigues, conspiracies, and battles, continued to evolve. His journey in Rashu, from the challenges in the White Dragon Mountains to the conspiracies surrounding the Missile Mine, shaped him into a key player in the unfolding events. The world of Rashu, once unfamiliar to Ain, became a stage for political maneuvering, noble obligations, and the looming threat of the Demon King. As Ain prepared to face the Royal Council and negotiate the fate of the mining rights, the shadows of the Demon King's army cast a long and ominous presence over the future of Rashu. The teacher's visit marked the beginning of a new phase for Ain and Cecil, thrusting them deeper into the intricate web of Rashu's politics and the ongoing struggle against a formidable enemy. The fate of the Lord's family, the Missile Mine, and the entire continent rested on their shoulders as they navigated the complexities of their noble duties in the face of an impending demonic threat. Ain, Cecil, Dogora, and Karina embarked on their journey to the capital for the academy. The reunion with Ain's family in Karina village was a brief but joyful one. Ain's decision to resign from the Count's house and attend the academy raised mixed emotions, especially from Cecil, who was initially upset but eventually forgave him. Before leaving, Ain received a dagger as a gift from the Grable family, symbolizing his 4 years of effort and contributions that elevated the Baron to account. The Count assured Ain of the family's ongoing support, and Ain proposed a change in the reward, requesting tax exemption for both his family and the Karina family. As they set out for the academy, Ain reflected on the mission to protect Cecil and the challenges that awaited them. The academy represented a new chapter in their lives, filled with opportunities for learning and growth. Ain's summoning talents had played a crucial role in the events leading up to this point, and now, with the academy ahead, he wondered how these abilities would shape his journey further. The narrative highlighted the intertwining threads of political intrigue, noble duties, and the looming threat of the Demon King's army in the world of Rashu. Ain's experiences, from battling monsters to navigating through noble responsibilities, had set the stage for a more significant role in the ongoing conflict. As Ain and his companions ventured towards the capital, the academy awaited them with its own set of challenges and mysteries. The journey ahead would not only test their abilities, but also unravel the deeper secrets of the world they inhabited. The story continued to unfold, drawing Ain deeper into the complex web of Rashu's affairs. With the backdrop of a looming war against the Demon King, Ain's journey took on a new dimension, promising a blend of adventure, camaraderie, and the discovery of his own potential within the intricate tapestry of Rashu's fate. Proudly, Ain recounted his feat of single-handedly taking down a colossal wild boar, a tale that never seemed to grow old in his repertoire, while Karina skillfully sidestepped any mention of theoretical exams, steering clear of academic discussions. Gore-laden tales aside, Ain discovered during their sparring sessions that Karina was concealing her true prowess. It was inconceivable for the legendary swordsman to lose in a blade-to-blade confrontation. After their reunion, Ain introduced Dogora and Karina to Thomas and Cecil. Karina, with her usual carefree demeanor, immediately approached Cecil, extending a handshake that prompted amused laughter from Ain. Her nonchalant attitude, unfazed by Cecil's noble status, surprised everyone, including the Count, who made an appearance. Karina did not hesitate to greet him as well, leaving Cecil astonished and in somewhat bewildered. It became apparent that Karina's casual behavior needed some refinement. Over the next 3 days, they remained at their lodgings, during which Karina excitedly explored every nook and cranny of the house. Her exuberance reached its peak when she discovered a large bed, prompting a perplexed reaction from Cecil, solidifying in Ain's mind that this was, indeed, the legendary swordsman Karina from his village. Following a delightful dinner, the group gathered for a conversation. Karina expressed her enthusiasm for life at the academy, particularly her interest in the dungeons, while Dogora eagerly looked forward to graduation, aspiring to fulfill his dream of becoming a knight. Ain, however, refrained from divulging information about their noble duties, deeming it too dangerous a subject to broach at the moment. After graduation, Karina's exceptional swordsmanship would earn her the title of Baroness, and she would have to fulfill her noble duties alongside Cecil. As for Dogora, his performance at the academy would chart his future path. 3 days later, as they prepared to depart, Thomas pulled Ain aside, expressing concern about Cecil's combat abilities. Aware of the looming noble duties, Thomas cared deeply for his sister and sought reassurance from Ain, who promised that both he and Cecil would undoubtedly overcome the challenges posed by the Demon King. Thus, the four embarked on their journey to the Royal Academy in the northern part of the Central Shadow Continent in the Gamut Empire. The presence of the hero Hellas at the academy puzzled soldiers, and even Helos himself found the Spirit King's prophecy perplexing, which hinted at another hope for humanity. Upon arriving at the capital, Ain's group marveled at the city's advancements compared to the countryside. They boarded a train to the academy, where approximately 20,000 students were enrolled that year. Ain recognized the urgency of preparing for the impending battlefield and the 3-year timeframe before him. Prior to the entrance exams, the group decided to reassess their abilities, akin to the assessments they underwent at the age of 5. Dogora went first, followed by an eager Karina, keen to gauge her progress over the years. Surprisingly, their stats hadn't changed significantly since childhood. Finally, it was Ain's turn, and an ominous feeling crept over him as the orb emitted a brilliant light. Despite the spectacle, Ain's stats remained at a modest rank of A. Undeterred, he forced a smile and reassured Cecil that he would continue to serve as her guardian, even if he couldn't attend the academy. At that moment, 2 figures emerged, with the secretary addressing one as the principal, known as Longyear. Ain found himself in a situation where he needed to navigate the challenges ahead, armed not just with combat skills, but also resilience and determination. Hellmode, intrigued by Ain's summoner skills, was curious about this talent he had never witnessed before. The principal, suspecting an issue with the testing device, decided to assess Ain directly, much to Ain's frustration. Helos, the hero, sarcastically encouraged Ain, suggesting the device might be faulty since Ain's stats were not unfavorable. Hellmode expressed a desire to see the abilities of a summoner, prompting Ain to request him to introduce himself. Musingly, Helos revealed his identity as a hero and openly admitted to reading Ain's information to everyone present. In turn, Ain asked Helos to disclose his own stats, and Helos complied, revealing that most of his stats were at maximum levels. When it was Ain's turn, he summoned a small rat, the weakest of his beasts, a detail Hellmode had overlooked. Despite the unconventional assessment, Ain led the group away to the academic test, which resembled a university exam. Prepared by Aaron, they easily passed the test, officially becoming students. Instead of staying in a dormitory, Ain decided to rent a house for the group, deeming it more convenient. They then went to the Adventurers Guild to register, and while waiting, Ain negotiated a deal to buy a large quantity of magic stones, foreseeing their necessity for upcoming battles. After finalizing the deal, they explored the dungeons, and Ain invited everyone to form a team named High Gamer, symbolizing their collective aspiration to reach the pinnacle. Ain, with talent stronger than a hero, aimed to become the strongest in this world. Choosing a house close to the guild for easy dungeon access, Ain informed the group during dinner about their noble duties in 3 years, leading to a commitment from Karina and Dogora to join the battle against the Demon King's army. Ain's status board updated, indicating 2 more members had joined the team. The discussion then shifted to how to defeat the Demon King within the 3-year timeframe. AA needed to surpass his limits and find a mana recovery ring. Their first day at the academy arrived with 100 classes of 30 students each, totaling 3,000 enrolled students for the year. Karina's presence as a legendary swordsman drew attention, and the class teacher emphasized equality regardless of background. The school schedule comprised 6 days a week with 4 periods per day, focusing on general knowledge in the morning and talent classes in the afternoon. Due to Ain's unique summoning talent, he was exempted from afternoon classes. On their first day off, Ain gathered the group to explore the dungeon, eager to begin their journey. Impatient with anticipation, Ain leveraged the substantial funds he had brought, ensuring that everyone in the group was equipped with the finest gear available. They embarked on an adventure into a level C dungeon, entering a separate dimension designed to prevent different exploring teams from crossing paths, an advantageous setup for Ain to discreetly conceal his summoning abilities. Ain released multiple hooks to scout and map the dungeon, meticulously selecting the shortest route to the boss room. As Karina and Dogora joined his team, Ain found checking the team's stats easier. Confronted by 2 smile monsters, Ain allowed Cecil to take them down, marking her first successful monster defeat. The efficient progress continued, and by the end of the day, they triumphantly cleared the first floor of the dungeon. The exploration proved highly effective, allowing them to resume from where they left off in their subsequent sessions. Ain gathered around 200 magic stones, utilizing his information-sharing skill to leave summoned beasts in the dungeon, enabling him to both hunt and attend classes simultaneously. By the 5th day, they reached the 6th floor and confronted the dungeon boss, presenting an opportunity for the team to witness Ain's summoning abilities in full action. Encouraged by the team, Ain agreed to take on the boss himself, summoning a pack of bears and swiftly defeating the formidable foe in a single turn. After collecting the treasure, they returned to sell their loot for gold, sufficient to cover their living expenses. Ain marveled at the convenience of the dungeon's spatial teleportation feature, pondering on the mind behind such a system. On the last school day in May, just before the 3-month summer break, their teacher reminded them of a mandatory dungeon exploration test at the end of the holidays. Failure would result in expulsion. Students were allowed to form their own groups, and while everyone desired to team up with Karina, Ain, as the group leader, assertively claimed his position, inviting a healer named Kill to join. It wasn't until lunchtime that a student named Kill applied to join after some discussion, eventually agreeing to join Ain's group for a dungeon run scheduled for the upcoming weekend. Kill's first dungeon expedition with Ain's group was a thrilling experience for him, especially relishing the excitement of leveling up. 3 weeks later, they reached the boss room, where Ain strategically positioned the team for the attack. Karina and Dogora, strengthened by continuous efforts, could now individually combat a level K monster. Kill's role was to heal any injuries from the backlines, and his healing skill proved highly effective, instantly mending Dogora's wounds upon incantation. Kill had acquired this skill during his time at the church, finding its application exhilarating. While Karina and Dogora were eager to use their own skills, they had to wait until their 2nd year to start learning them. Kill's eyes lit up upon discovering a treasure chest in the boss's room containing a shield made of anti material, and selling it could bring in 15 gold coins, as previously agreed. Ain evenly distributed the money and magic stones among the team, solidifying their unity and readiness for the challenges that lay stones among the group, earning Kill's respect and prompting him to express a desire to officially join Ain's team. Ain graciously extended an invitation for Kill to live with the group, but Kill politely declined, citing family responsibilities. In June, a sudden realization prompted Ain to wake up in the middle of the night, realizing he had left a few bears to guard the house, and seized the opportunity to upgrade his summoner level. Now capable of summoning level C monsters, excitedly explored his new team members. Among the noteworthy summons was a soul-type creature named Maria, capable of communication and movement through walls. Ain tested the skills of lower-level summons, discovering the potential of a locust skill to multiply into a swarm, proving highly useful. Introducing Maria to the group the next morning, Ain designated her as the guardian of their home. Keen to test the new monster team, the group ventured into the dungeon over the weekend. Using Fran, a bird capable of high-speed travel, Ain, Karina, and the others explored the dungeon. Karina, eager to test her newly learned skill of flying sword, and Mariah accompanied Ain to collect magic stones that dropped due to Fran's speed. The team quickly reached the final floor of the dungeon, observing Kill's despondent demeanor. Recognizing that Kill seemed happiest when treasure was involved, Ain decided to expedite the dungeon exploration, planning a celebration for the new team member. However, Kill declined the celebration, feeling guilty about his struggling family of 8 in the city. In an attempt to alleviate Kill's family's struggles, proposed that they join them and offered a fair salary. Cecil suggested dividing the earnings into 6 parts, with 1 part going to Kill's family. Though hesitant, Kill agreed, and that evening, Kill's family joined Ain's household for a lavish feast. During the meal, Cecil became curious about Kill's background. Kill's sister inadvertently revealed that their family used to be nobility, but Kill confirmed they were no longer. Accusing the Grail family of ruining the Cannell family, Kill became agitated. To avoid further misunderstanding, Cecil asked the servants and Kill's sister, Nah, to leave the room. Cecil then explained the wrongdoings of Count Kennel towards her family, justifying the Grail family's actions. Kill calmed down, sharing his past with the group, revealing he was the son of Count Kennel but had been abandoned. Upon learning of his family's downfall, Kill vowed to fulfill a 5-year noble duty, longer than the standard 3 years, to atone for his family's actions and eventually restore their honor. Touched by Ain's words, Kill and his family became a part of Ain's household, receiving support and acceptance. The next morning, the group set out for another dungeon raid, targeting a level B dungeon for a more challenging adventure. The decision was seen as risky by the secretary, but Ain's group couldn't be stopped with a certificate of completion for a level C dungeon. Venturing into a level B dungeon with 12 floors, Ain set a goal to complete it within a month. The team swiftly cleared up to the 4th floor, encountering challenges and surprises along the way. By July, they reached the final floor, facing a formidable level B monster. Ain reviewed the team's stats, acknowledging their progress. The team launched a combined attack on the boss, using their skills and summoning creatures strategically. Karina, Dogra, and Ain worked together to take down the boss, showcasing the strength and synergy of the team. The successful dungeon exploration marked another milestone in their journey, solidifying their bond and preparing them for greater challenges ahead.